sensation of extinction. I am perpetually thirsty, like there is no more air, and maybe there won't be so many lives anymore. I mean, definitely. I watch water swirl like chains of hurricanes. And does the sky speed up with heat like boiling water? And do we go back to the land, lie down, back down into land, back, until she is full of oil again? Layers of clay, grinding stone to hot tar. Pour liquid aggregate on open pores. Mold my body, my alive body. Preserve this sensation, this feeling of being alive, this body where I feel alive. Breathing is the antithesis of death, so I expand over the entire earth to feel anything like feeling alive. You don't feel the sensation of drowning above water. Do you feel the sensation of drowning once you've drowned?
My friend. My friend is always changing, but our friendship stays the same. Some people come over and tell me I have to clean my friend up for my own well-being. What they don't get is that my friend is there for me when they aren't. When everybody else is too busy, my friend is on the chair, spreading onto the floor, hanging off the bed. Sometimes my friend and I get into a whirlwind, try each other on for hours. Other times we lay around. When I can't get up, my friend piles up all around me and I brush my hand along my friend. Sometimes I can't see the floor. Sometimes it's like my friend is a lifeboat. Other times I'm drowning. I try to make my friend feel special every season. I introduce shirts, shorts, sweaters. I get matching socks. I tidy up my friend's favorite chair, hang their favorite pizzas neatly off the armrest. I sweep the floor, spray lavender in the air. Then we sit and look around the room, feeling like a new season could be a new solar system. Sometimes, when I have too many appointments, my friend gets neglected. My friend starts to smell and I become more terrified. I leave plates of crumbs near the chair, stack old coffee mugs on the windowsill. I hide under my covers, knowing my friend is on the chair, piling up, spilling onto the floor. I move and my friend moves with me. I breathe and my friend breathes with me. We become an expression of the same body. I whisper, "I'm so sorry. I should take care of you. I'm just so tired."
The park. The first time I saw her, I followed her like a tourist. I wanted to ask her something, like, "Where's the SkyTrain?" But then she would know I didn't have an iPhone. The second time was at the park. Kids were running under spraying water, and someone was unconscious in the bathroom. They removed the person from behind a family eating triangle sandwiches. She was there, smoking on a bench, the only other person watching. One time I saw her. She came into the service office to talk to the security guard. They exchanged a few words. I watched him slick his hand over his tight ponytail. She wasn't there for welfare. They didn't speak for long. I couldn't tell if it was business or groceries. She nodded, "Okay, fine," and left. He moved in small upward jolts. I loathed him for it. A week later, I got insufficient funds for a pair of flip-flops, so I drank a beer at the park. She was sitting under a tree, then walked off, leaving her bag, and didn't come back. I saw the security guard at Pat's. I served him and forgot the orders for tables 8 and 11. I could feel her. Where had he seen her last? I circled him with dip options, left and jolted, and I found out that he liked the Princeton because his uncle worked there, and he got specials on drinks. I spent the afternoon smoking in what I couldn't decide was a park or a ditch. It didn't have a name. It did have a bench, but it was not a park. My lighter was in my bag that I had left in the park, but I could ask anyone for a light because it was one of those days that I knew I wouldn't see her. The pub became a problem for me, but not for her. She never came in. I wanted her to see me wearing the jacket I found. It looked brand new. But hope is a strange game you should only play if you're rich. It had been days. I didn't know how many. Was she missing? The lady from the garden says you can't trust doomsayers unless you are one yourself. So don't trust tomorrow, or even yourself. I searched for her in the buildings. They flipped faster than pages. I couldn't stop reading. This time last year, the gutters were full of pink blossoms. Now it's all cement dust. In 87 minutes, the caseworker was rude to 6 people, and the security guard consoled each one on their way out. I'm not sure why she still works here. Did you find a place yet? 6 months? Geez, that's the pits. Always one thing after another. He consoled. He jolted. She didn't come in. I saw her at Waves in Metrotown. I was in heels and a fur coat, walking around the block with a man. I breezed by her reflection. This was not the time. But she wasn't dead, and neither was I. She started to change shape, but I understood. I saw her dressing up and not giving a shit about what she wore. I saw her taking care of shit and not giving shit. You slip between time, and memory slips too. Too many documents, not enough food. Just loops. How to eat, not lose the place. Stay on time, get online, find jobs. Apply for income assistance, disability, loan repayment plans, get new ID. Not enough time. To check emails. Doc says, wait, blood test, 3 months overdue, forgot, password for my self-serve government account, locked, getting flooded, problem solving, mind holds, loops, delay, insomnia, can't have ibuprofen on an empty stomach, awake, at dawn, loops, and coffee, walking fast, searching for her, always, bed for days, seeing specialist, book appointment for x-ray, 8-month wait list, research, bankruptcy, arrive early for 6 job interviews in 1 day, deadlines, time, constraints, painkillers, rental applications, wait lists, buying cheap underwear, heels, catching the train, drunk, from New West, buying too many condoms, making fake resumes, appealing, drinking in public, ticket, light, smoke, inhale, exhale, loop, delay, delay, delay. There isn't shit for you if you eat at 3 a.m. My glasses broke and Mac's optical is a pile of rubble. Take me on a bus and get me out of here. I blame her. All I'm trying to do is find you so I can love you. I started wearing a mirror around my neck so that when you saw me, you'd also see yourself. But all my mirror saw was my reflection in the 22. Or was it you on the 22? Doesn't matter though, because at least now I can put on lipstick at the bus stop, and when I look down, I can still see the sky.
Across space and time, reflections of experiential dimensions, not just cognitive, as if inextricably interwoven. Complex waves of connecting lead into a vast and wonderful field. We reach out beyond envelopes, like the ambience from aromas, transmitting unspoken hymns. Beyond the momentary occasion, if time passes, consider the crackle of kisses at greater distances, handed down through embodied chains. Interpretations of spatial ambience, like an unseen voice, the message dissolves into a fluid, intention flocking among birds. To be beautiful in this world, use prolonged stimulation, collect electrical power in your hands, electrodes with healing pressure, walk along the shore to the door leading back to yourself, to know something of what life was like for the seed, reread the story so you may judge. I'm not a rotten person, consider the neurons. Dive into an oncoming wave and feel its force. Take time for digestion and the energy lines. Once a sense of dignity liberates endorphins, the transmission is complete. First wave. I didn't even know there was something called laughter. Can you please tell me more about its effectiveness? Does the healing process require us to venture boldly into areas beyond our existence, to release ourselves, to increase the recognition of pain? The unending task of processing the damage. The first wave of coming to consciousness cannot be achieved without an expanded and sustained investment. Echoing back to an earlier era implies a redefinition of the problem, a basic experimental analysis of a human language and cognition. How hard it is, the weakness of existing, asking us to let go. Mindfulness, acceptance, dialectics. We laugh, we cry, we support each other. I forget about the pain for a while, my spirits lifted by placebo.
A new economics of care. How can you calculate care? What is the value of a body that needs? People talk, and all they want to talk about is the economics. Meanwhile, we care for each other with the same hands that need care. If economy means matters of the home, I will dream a new economics in the bed I am too tired to make. Both sick. My body, the earth, this disease of fighting the self. We don't know what dark matter is, but we know it is everything. My corneas degenerate, and I lay back into darkness. Surrender to this nothing that is everything. 12. The clock spins from 12 to 12. The weather changes, laundry piles. Am I a body or a memory? Sometimes. I'm bursting, but my body holds me in. Thunder, rain, seeds, sun, flowers. Hold your grief like a fruit. Isn't it beautiful that the atmosphere to our planet is the same relative thickness as an eggshell to an egg? Vena cava. To whom it may concern, I would like to offer my services of synovial membranes and joints, azygos veins forming phrenic branches united with soleus, metatarsus, flexor brevis digitorum. I believe I am a productive entity, ischirami to sacrosciatic ligament, dividing into networks of obturator membrane outwards to iliac crest. As an effective calcaneous scaphoid with a specialization in coordination, there's no reason I should be unemployed, other than the fusion of the intercostal spaces, mitochondrial dysfunction, and thesis fibrosis. I also have experience in mechanical isolation, economic malnutrition, caregiver enmeshment. It would be a pleasure to engage my vena cava for the purpose of proliferating production. Thank you for your consideration.
The face. The face is a portrait of fear, the walls pulse. I am speaking to someone about elliptical time. Out of the window, the light on the leaves becomes another window, opening to a cloud, to the light, to the waking of a deep ache, a deep drone, to a burning sharp breath, to an unforgiving claw, torquing a sharp screw, screwing my eyes open, to a room, to the light on the leaves out the window, to writhing my spine, cracking it open, popping, stumbling to cold water on my pulsing face, burning, moving, stretching, falling, crashing, burning, cracking, pushing, pulsing, burning, cracking, pushing, pulsing. The silence of hours when others are busy. I'm so busy in my body I can't move, and yet I exist. If I exist and can't move, am I a philosopher? My thinking hangs, floats, fogs. I write 3 sentences an entire winter. What are the philosophical implications of being too sensitive to the world? Where does the time go, waiting to be conscious? It's okay, I have a candle I light every morning. I have a magnolia I watch change. She is bare most of the year, but erupts in spring, thick labias reaching for the sky. As I thank her, I cry. To cure myself, I cry. What is a body? Envision infinity. Is it visible? Is it palatable? Is there radiographic evidence? This spine and this civilization, this indivisible divinity, this spondyloarthropathy, these unkind cytokines, can I just be? This body is invisible, but I'm still in it. And you're still looking at my light blockers, not seeing my eyes. I envision this infinity, this unlucky, lucky, indivisible divinity. Is this not intimacy? Must I see clearly to be here, to be free? I don't have a lack of vision, I have too much light in my eyes. Glare must mean I'm alive, trying to be part of a civilization. I don't know where I'm going, but I've got radiographic evidence. There's somewhere I've been. A material form for something abstract. If the tide pulls back before a wave, is this motion inevitable? I think about time, chaos, dimension. Is simple. You simply move through space as if it had not been constructed, as if it had always been, as if it didn't relate to time. I must be in the wrong place. I can't seem to flow. The tide doesn't come in, it pulls me to the sea. Out here there are no doors, I don't fit, I float in the unspoken. Everything writhes, heaves in motion. What exactly is a decision, other than a current taking you elsewhere? What exactly is a body, other than a current taking you here?